This country has trillions of dollars. But where does it all come from? Why does the world depend on the US dollar? And what secret system keeps America rich, even as its debt soars? Despite headlines about debt and chaos, the US remains the world's wealthiest, most powerful nation. How can a country with record-breaking debt still call the shots? It's a paradox that baffles many. The answer isn't in textbooks. It's hidden in a web of global finance and power plays built over decades. This isn't just about printing money, it's about printing power. The system ensures the world needs America, so America stays on top. Today, we're revealing 5 hidden secrets behind America's incredible wealth. We'll break down how the dollar became king, who controls the money supply, and how debt, oil, and war are used as financial tools. This is the story you were never taught in school, the real story of how the modern world operates. Get ready, the truth is more shocking than you can imagine. The United States has the strongest economy on Earth, with a GDP over $27 trillion, more than China, Japan, Germany, and the UK combined. Trillions move through this system daily, funding everything from tech startups to the world's most powerful military. The New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ are the world's largest stock markets. American giants like Apple and Amazon have revenues bigger than many countries' economies. When Wall Street sneezes, the world catches a cold. This economic gravity pulls talent and investment from everywhere. But this wealth isn't just from taxes or business innovation. The real source is a hidden architecture, a system built behind the scenes to guarantee America's dominance. America doesn't just play the game, it owns the casino. Most countries must balance budgets and manage debt carefully. One mistake can mean disaster. But the US writes the rules, allowing it to do what would bankrupt any other nation. This isn't a conspiracy. It's the result of decades of strategic decisions and power plays. Understanding this system is key to understanding America's enduring power. The skyscrapers and tech companies are just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath lies a current of financial control directing global money flows. That's where the real secrets to America's wealth are hidden. Let's dive into that hidden world, starting with the most important secret of all. 18. Secret 1. The US dollar is the world's reserve currency. Central banks everywhere hold dollars as their safety net for international trade. Oil, weapons, gold, loans. Most global transactions are settled in dollars. This isn't an accident, it's by design. Global demand for dollars creates a constant market, letting the US export its inflation. When America prints money, the world absorbs it, so the dollar stays strong. The Federal Reserve can inject trillions to fight recessions, and the world helps absorb it. It's like having a limitless credit card, because everyone needs your currency. This lets the US run massive trade deficits, importing real goods in exchange for dollars. It's the best deal in the world, and only America gets it. This system was cemented at Bretton Woods in 1944, pegging currencies to the dollar. Even after leaving the gold standard, the dollar's dominance continued. The world is hooked. Dismantling this system would be catastrophic. America has a cheat code. It prints the money the world needs. This is the core of its economic power. America doesn't just print money, it prints power. As long as the world runs on dollars, America runs the world. 18. If the dollar is America's power, who controls the dollar? Enter the Federal Reserve. The Fed isn't fully government or private. It's a unique hybrid designed for independence. Its board is appointed by the president, but its regional banks are owned by member banks. The Fed controls the money supply, deciding how much money exists in the US economy. By setting interest rates, it influences everything from mortgages to the stock market. The Fed's decisions drive booms and busts. When it lowers rates, borrowing and spending rise. When it raises them, the economy slows. This small group of unelected officials wields enormous power. They can create trillions with a keystroke, as seen in the 2008 crisis and 2020 pandemic. Quantitative easing, buying assets to inject money, props up markets and expands the money supply. When other countries face crises, they beg the IMF. The US just prints more dollars. The Fed is the world's lender of last resort because the world runs on its dollars. The Fed chair's words move global markets more than any president. They are the high priests of the dollar, managing America's global dominance. Their decisions are made behind closed doors, far from public scrutiny. This is the engine room of the American empire. 17. Secret 3. War is big business for America. The US is the world's largest weapons exporter, with defense giants like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon selling billions worldwide. The government actively facilitates these sales, using them as tools of foreign policy. Every conflict creates demand for American weapons, fueling a powerful military-industrial complex. The US defense budget is over $800 billion, more than the next 10 countries combined. This spending creates jobs, political lobbies, and a cycle of perpetual military investment. The military-industrial complex forms a triangle of power: military, politicians, and corporations. War stimulates the economy, reinforces alliances, and protects the global system that keeps the dollar at the center. US military presence worldwide isn't just for defense, it secures trade routes and the dollar's dominance. The business of war is a key part of America's economic equation. It's a controversial truth, but understanding America's wealth means understanding the profits of war. Secret 4. Global oil is traded in US dollars, thanks to the petrodollar system. After leaving the gold standard in 1971, the US struck a deal with Saudi Arabia military protection in exchange for pricing oil in dollars. Other OPEC nations followed, making the dollar the backbone of global oil trade. Now every country needs dollars to buy oil, creating constant demand. This keeps the dollar powerful, even as the US prints trillions and runs deficits. The world is forced to participate in the US financial system. The US can impose sanctions, cutting countries off from oil markets, a weapon more powerful than bombs. The petrodollar system links America's military, foreign policy, and economic dominance. Protecting this system explains the heavy US military presence in the Middle East. Any threat to the petrodollar is a threat to American supremacy. Attempts to challenge it, like Iraq and Libya selling oil for other currencies, ended with regime change. The message, the petrodollar is non-negotiable. It's a cornerstone of American power, defended at all costs. The final secret. America's debt is a paradoxical strength. The US has over $34 trillion in national debt, yet investors line up to lend it more. Why? Because the debt is in dollars, and the world depends on those dollars. US Treasury bonds are the world's safest asset. In a crisis, investors run to US debt, not away. The more global chaos, the more demand for US debt, so America borrows cheaply. Foreign countries like Japan and China hold huge amounts of US debt. They buy bonds to park their dollar reserves and keep their exports competitive. They're funding their biggest customer and have a vested interest in America's stability. If the US defaults, their reserves are wiped out, so they're trapped. This gives the US an incredible advantage. It can fund spending by borrowing endlessly at low rates. America owns the global printing press and the world's safest asset. The debt is a liability, but also a tool that binds the world to the US system. America's greatest weakness is also its greatest strength, a debt trap where America holds the keys. 18. We've uncovered the secrets: the dollar's dominance, the Fed's power, the business of war, the petrodollar, and the paradox of debt. This system has brought America unmatched wealth and influence, but it's dangerously fragile. The global economy depends on faith in the US dollar and system. Now cracks are appearing. China and Russia are building alternatives, stockpiling gold, and creating new payment networks. Every US sanction pushes others to seek escape routes. If faith in the dollar collapses, the global economy could unravel. Countries would dump US bonds, the dollar would plummet, and interest rates would soar. Hyperinflation and depression could follow, not just in America, but worldwide. The system's interconnectedness is its greatest vulnerability. America has exported its risk along with its currency. A dollar collapse would be a global contagion, wiping out savings everywhere. The very system that made America rich could bring the world to its knees. The world is too invested to walk away easily, but the risks are growing. We're all passengers in a car speeding ahead, unsure if the driver is still in control. These are the money secrets of the United States, a story of power, strategy, and control. The dollar's reserve status, the Fed, the military-industrial complex, the petrodollar, and weaponized debt are the pillars of the American empire. This system has worked for nearly a century, but the world is changing. New powers and technologies are testing the old order. The secrets are out, and the world is questioning the system's fairness and sustainability. The real question: how much longer can it last? Do you think the dollar's reign will continue? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.